The story unfolds in a desolate countryside, where secrets fester like open wounds and family feuds stretch across generations, casting a shadow of despair over every corner. The air is thick with tension, as if the land itself holds its breath, waiting for the next tragedy to unfold. At the heart of this tangled web are four lives bound by pain, lies, and unanswered questions. Katya, an 8-year-old girl on the cusp of adulthood, finds her world crumbling when she discovers that the people she calls mom and dad may not be her biological parents. This revelation shakes her very core, leaving her questioning everything she thought she knew about herself. Her identity, once solid ground beneath her feet, now feels like quicksand pulling her deeper into confusion and fear. As she pieces together fragments of her past, Katya begins to suspect that her existence might be tied to darker truths someone has gone to great lengths to bury. Tatiana, a woman haunted by grief, spends her days trapped in memories of her husband and son, Igor, who vanished without a trace 18 years ago. She clings to hope, but it's a fragile thread threatening to snap at any moment. When new evidence surfaces suggesting Igor didn't drown as presumed, Tatiana spirals into madness, torn between clinging to the past or confronting the horrifying possibility that those closest to her were involved in his disappearance. Ilya, a wealthy businessman with a polished exterior, hides a sinister underbelly. His name whispers through town gossip, linking him to mysterious disappearances, including Igor and Natalia. Though he presents himself as a pillar of the community, building grand apartment complexes and promising prosperity, his hands seem stained with blood. Every smile he offers feels like a mask hiding something far more sinister. Then there's Retta, whose sudden reappearance after years abroad sends shockwaves through the town. With her comes secrets buried so deep, they threaten to destroy everyone connected to them. Her return isn't just unexpected, it's dangerous. As she steps back into their lives, old wounds reopen and alliances crumble. What does she know? And why has she come back now? The discovery of Natalia's body beneath the dilapidated gazebo at Ilya's construction site sent shockwaves through the already fragile community. Her skeletal remains, partially buried in dirt and debris, were found next to a weathered bag containing money and letters, a grim tableau that hinted at secrets long buried but never forgotten. Among those letters was one addressed to Katya, written when she was just 4 months old. The handwriting belonged to Rita, a woman Katya had only heard about in passing as her estranged aunt who lived abroad. In the letter, Rita wrote, "You are all the hope I have left, my dear daughter. Run away from here before it's too late." These chilling words struck terror into Katya's heart, making her question everything she thought she knew about herself and those around her. Katya confronted her parents, her voice trembling with anger and confusion. "Is this true? Is Rita my real mother?" she demanded, clutching the brittle paper like it might disintegrate at any moment. Her adoptive father, Sergei, tried to brush it off as nonsense, but his stammering denials only fueled her suspicions. Her mother, Marina, chimed in defensively, insisting they had done nothing wrong. But during their heated argument, the truth slipped out like a snake uncoiling from its hiding place. "We can't let her know the truth," Marina blurted out, her face pale with panic. "It would ruin everything. Everything for whom?" Katya shouted back, tears streaming down her cheeks. "For you? For Ilya? What did he pay you to keep silent?" The revelation hit Katya like a freight train. She realized her entire life had been built on lies, carefully constructed deceptions meant to protect some dark secret tied to Ilya in the tangled web of family betrayals. To make matters worse, Rita suddenly reappeared after years of absence, her arrival coinciding with the discovery of Natalia's body. Was it mere coincidence, or was there something more sinister at play? Katya couldn't shake the feeling that everyone she trusted, her parents, Ilya, even Artyom, was hiding something from her. As tensions escalated, so did the stakes. The once quiet countryside now felt like a pressure cooker ready to explode. Every shadow seemed to whisper betrayal, every glance carried an unspoken accusation. And amidst it all stood Katya, caught between unraveling the truth and protecting herself from whatever or whoever was lurking in the darkness. Katya and Artyom's love was a flame burning fiercely against the winds of opposition. Their bond, though deep and unwavering, became a battleground for the animosities between their families. Tatiana, Artyom's mother, accused Katya of using her son as a pawn to gain access to Ilya's wealth, a claim that stung like a slap across the face. "You think she loves him? She's only after his inheritance." Tatiana spat during one heated argument, her voice trembling with venom. But beneath her accusations lay something darker, more insidious: fear. Fear that Katya would uncover secrets buried so deeply they threatened to destroy everything, including her fragile peace with Ilya. Tatiana's relationship with Ilya had always been fraught with tension. After her husband disappeared under mysterious circumstances, whispers spread through the town about how quickly she remarried. Some even hinted at foul play, suggesting Ilya might have orchestrated her husband's vanishing act. The truth, however, remained elusive until now. As Igor's reappearance began haunting her dreams, Tatiana couldn't shake the feeling that her late husband's fate was tied to Ilya's ambitions. In her nightmares, Igor appeared bruised and pleading, whispering, "Help me, Mama." He took me away. Each vision blurred the line between reality and delusion, driving her closer to madness. Meanwhile, Rita's sudden reappearance shattered what little stability Katya thought she had left. Standing tall in her designer coat, Rita declared without hesitation, "I came here to reclaim my daughter." Her words hung heavy in the air, cutting through Katya's already fractured sense of identity. The revelation that Rita might be her biological mother threw gasoline on the firestorm brewing within the family. Sergei and Marina, Katya's adoptive parents, scrambled to defend themselves, but their lies crumbled under scrutiny. Every word out of their mouths felt like another brick falling from a crumbling wall, leaving Katya isolated and questioning who she truly was. Adding fuel to the chaos, new evidence suggested Igor, the boy presumed dead for 18 years, might still be alive. A cryptic letter found near Natalia's remains bore handwriting eerily similar to Igor's. Could he have been held captive all this time? Or worse, silenced by someone trying to protect a deadly secret? These questions gnawed at Tatiana, consuming her every waking moment. She started seeing shadows moving outside her window at night, convinced Igor was trying to reach her. "He's not gone," she muttered repeatedly, clutching her chest as if to keep her heart from shattering entirely. As tensions escalated, alliances shifted unpredictably. No one trusted anyone, not even those closest to them. And looming over it all was Ilya, whose polished smile masked a darkness no one dared confront directly. The discovery of Natalia's body alongside her bag filled with money and letters sent shockwaves through the small town, unraveling secrets that had been buried for nearly 2 decades. The scene suggested foul play, perhaps, a violent confrontation or even murder. Adding to the tension, an unexpected witness came forward, claiming to have seen Natalia in a heated argument with Ilya just hours before she vanished. "They were shouting," the witness stammered, his voice trembling as if recalling something he wished he hadn't witnessed. She looked terrified, like she knew what was coming. This revelation cast a sinister shadow over Ilya, whose wealth and influence had always shielded him from scrutiny. Was this evidence of a crime long concealed, or merely another piece of the tangled web surrounding their families? Meanwhile, the letter addressed to Katya from Rita added yet another layer of mystery. written when Katya was only 4 months old. It hinted at a truth too dangerous to ignore. Could Katya truly be Rita's biological daughter? The implications were staggering, not only for Katya, but also for the fragile dynamics within her adoptive family. When confronted, Rita revealed chilling details about her sudden departure 17 years ago. "They wanted me dead," she confessed, tears streaming down her face. "But I couldn't leave without ensuring my baby would survive." Her words hung heavy in the air, raising more questions than answers. Who exactly threatened her? And why did they target her so mercilessly? As if the weight of these revelations wasn't enough, Igor's presumed drowning resurfaced with alarming clarity. Though everyone believed he had perished in the lake, no body was ever recovered, a fact that gnawed at Tatyana's sanity. Then, amidst the chaos, a handwritten note surfaced, its contents sending shivers down everyone's spines. "Mom, I'm still alive, but don't try to find me. They're watching you." Could Igor really be alive after all these years? If so, who were they, and why did they want him silenced? Each new clue seemed to pull the characters deeper into a labyrinth of deceit, fear, and betrayal. For Katya, the stakes grew higher with every passing moment. Every glance felt accusatory. Every whispered conversation carried undertones of conspiracy. She found herself torn between loyalty to the parents who raised her and the growing suspicion that everything she knew was built on lies. As tensions escalated, alliances fractured unpredictably, leaving her isolated and desperate for answers. But one thing became painfully clear. The closer she got to the truth, the greater the danger lurking around every corner. The tangled web of secrets woven by the characters began to unravel in horrifying ways, exposing layers of deceit that had festered for decades. A mysterious figure emerged one stormy evening, cloaked in shadows, whispering truths too dangerous to be spoken aloud. "You all have blood on your hands," the stranger hissed, pointing an accusing finger at each person gathered. 8 years ago, a murder was committed, a murder you all helped cover up." The room fell silent as every face turned pale, their worst fears confirmed. It wasn't just Natalia's death they were hiding. It was something far darker, a conspiracy that tied them together in guilt and betrayal. Katya and Artyom's love became collateral damage in this war of secrets. Their relationship, already strained by Tatyana's disapproval, reached a breaking point when Artyom vanished without a trace 2 days before their wedding. Katya found herself standing at a crossroads: save the man she loved or expose the truth about her family's complicity in the crimes of the past. Her heart screamed for action, but her mind froze with indecision. What if saving Artyom meant destroying everything she thought she knew? Every clue led her deeper into danger, forcing her to confront not only her enemies, but also her own fractured identity. For Tatyana, the weight of unresolved grief crushed her soul. Losing Igor and her husband had left scars no time could heal. But when new evidence suggested her husband hadn't drowned accidentally, that he might have been murdered to silence him, her world collapsed under the weight of paranoia. "They killed him," she muttered through trembling lips during a sleepless night, clutching a photograph of her late husband. He knew something big enough to get him killed. Each revelation drove her closer to madness, yet she refused to give up. If finding the truth meant risking her life, so be it. As alliances crumbled and trust evaporated, the town itself seemed poisoned by its history. Neighbors whispered behind closed doors, pointing fingers at one another. Even Ilya, once untouchable, now walked with a hunted look in his eyes. Everyone had something to hide, and everyone feared exposure. For Katya, the stakes grew impossibly high. Could she piece together the puzzle before it was too late for Artyom, for her family, and for herself? The haunting question of who killed Natalia loomed over the town like a dark cloud. casting suspicion on everyone Katya had ever trusted. Was it Ilya, whose wealth and power seemed to shield him from accountability? Or someone closer, someone within her own family? The discovery of Natalia's body, along with a bag of money and letters, suggested a crime born out of greed or betrayal. But what was the true motive? Had Natalia uncovered something she wasn't supposed to know, a secret so devastating that it warranted her death? Each clue only deepened the mystery, leaving Katya more confused than ever. And then there was the matter of Katya's parentage. Rita claimed to be her biological mother, but how could she trust anything anyone said anymore? Her adoptive parents, Sergei and Marina, had lied to her for years about their connection to Rita. Yet even Rita's sudden reappearance felt suspicious. Was she truly motivated by love for her daughter, or was this part of some larger scheme tied to the secrets surrounding Natalia's murder? Every conversation, every glance exchanged between the adults in her life now seemed loaded with hidden meaning. The letter addressed to Katya when she was just 4 months old weighed heavily on her mind. "You are all the hope I have left," it read. Hope for what? Redemption? Revenge? As Katya grappled with these questions, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being manipulated, a pawn in a game far beyond her understanding. But perhaps the most chilling uncertainty revolved around Igor. Tatiana's son, presumed dead for 18 years, might still be alive. A cryptic note found near Natalia's remains hinted at his survival. "Mom, I'm still alive, but don't try to find me. They're watching you." Who were they, and why did they want Igor silenced? Could he have witnessed something or someone that led to Natalia's demise? For Tatiana, the possibility that her son was alive ignited both hope and terror. She clung to the idea of reuniting with him, yet feared the cost of uncovering the truth. And for Katya, the implications were staggering. If Igor was alive, where had he been all these years? Why hadn't he reached out sooner? In the final heart-stopping scene, Katya stood before an unmarked grave, its weathered stone bearing a single ominous inscription, "Don't trust anyone." Her breath caught in her throat as panic surged through her veins. Who was buried here? Natalia? Igor? Someone else entirely? The words carved into the stone felt like a direct warning to her, a chilling reminder that no one in her life could be trusted. Her mind raced with possibilities, each more horrifying than the last. Had her adoptive parents conspired with Ilya to cover up Natalia's murder? Was Rita telling the truth about being her mother? Or was she using Katya to exact revenge on those who wronged her? And what role did Artyom play in all of this? Every relationship, every bond she thought she understood, now seemed tainted by lies. As Katya stared at the grave, tears streaming down her face, she realized the full weight of her predicament. The answers she sought weren't just buried in the past, they were buried beneath layers of deception, fear, and betrayal. To uncover the truth, she would have to confront not only those around her, but also the darkest corners of her own identity. But at what cost? With every step forward, she risked losing herself and everything she held dear.